Warwick Farm, now transferred to Randwick and has been first run way back in 1925, one of the classic races. And we start with a classic horse in the ATC Derby winner and Caulfield Cup winner in Mongolian Khan. He's first up from a spell. He's at $9.60 today. Can he sprint over 1,600 metres and challenge Winks? Keep in mind, after he won the Caulfield Cup, he was scratched from the Melbourne Cup because of a colic attack. He literally nearly died. They've nursed him back to health and fitness. It's great to see him in the races. It's a big task to challenge Winks, though. Horse number 2 is Preferment, another Derby winner and a Turnbull winner.
He is, Richo, and he's coming off a Hong Kong prep too. Preferment, so he's going to have residual fitness. He might run a cheeky race, but 2000's his go. And
here's Hartnell first up, who's popped on our screen. Gee, I think he's a big price for a horse who first up in the Chelmsford ran fourth and had excuses, and I thought can be the testing material. Here we go to a stayer in Who Shot the Barman.
Yeah, look, he's good first up at 1,600 metres, but you would think obviously he's going to want it a little bit further. He's had a win twice at this distance, would you believe it? So he's not hopeless.
Magic Hurricane, second up from a spell. First up in the Apollo, was well beaten by Winks. Hard to see him turning the tables on her, but he might be able to improve and run into the minor money. But I've got him the third of the Godolphin runners. Here's the Sydney Cup winner, Grand Marshal.
Are we yawning a little bit getting through these stayers that are just sort of winding up? It's a good kick-off point, the mile for him, but he's a 3,200-metre Group 1 winner. You know he's just going to get further and get left flat-footed when the Mighty Meg sprints.
We could just fast forward and do 30 seconds on the whole field and 3 minutes on the Mighty Winks. Dibiani ran into her last start in the Apollo, ran fourth. Hard to see him turning the tables on her.
Yep.
I thought Haraki was solid first up. Can't see him challenging Winks second up, but I can see him running in the minor money.
The 1,600 metres going to suit him second up. I thought he made good ground off a midfield sit behind Winks. Look, he gets back once again from that gate. It's an itchy gate, barrier 10, and where's he going to get in amongst some of these stayers that might hold him up? So I'd look for a positive ride and sit a little bit closer.
Really solid horses, centre pivot. Don't know if he's up to Group 1 class. We know this boy is up to Group 1 class in Europe, Storm the Stars.
Storm the Stars. Now, we know he's been placed in a Irish Derby
and an Epsom Derby.
He got beat 5 and 8 lengths in those races. What beat him in that? But how many $1 million European horses have run in Australia? Not many. It's very hard to win $1 million in prize money in Europe. This bloke is a serious horse. I'm really looking forward to him with the blinkers on. He's the most interesting horse in this race to come out of it going forward. I think he could show something first up at the $33.
The fact that he's got the blinkers on is interesting. We saw a trial that he did, or an exhibition gallop, and you couldn't possibly back him on that. But the blinkers go on today, and he's one of the highest rating horses ever to arrive in Australia. Simon, here is your favourite horse.
Oh, goodness me. Look at her coat. Now, she wears the earmuffs just to keep her nice and quiet. What I like about her is she's holding her weight. Now, from those shoulders right through to that girth where number 11 is, she's holding good condition here, so she's only improved from that beautiful first-up win where she just dominated off the speed, and it was the last 50 metres that Hugh Bowman said, OK, big girl, show us your class, and she had a really good clean-out. So, look, from barrier 8, she's going to sit in the first half of the field and go whack.
And there's Gust of Wind, who ran terrific in the Caulfield Cup and is an Oaks winner, but hard to see her challenging the Mighty Winks. And Maddie Campbell, I can imagine it is one horse and one horse only the favourite punters are keen on.
Yeah, and we've had 5 favourites in a row win. Then as far as our bigger punters are concerned, it'll be 6 with Winks. 90% of the win pool on Winks, even more than Solicit, and anything over 10,000. It's just all going on Winks. So as far as they're concerned, it's just put in, take out at $1.35. Hartnell's out to $9.50 from 7. Mongolian Khan 12 to 14. Dibiani 14 to 15. That's probably the best back to run second. Dibiani. Haraki is 16 out to 26. Storm the Stars 26 to 31. Simon just talked about. Magic Hurricane 26 to 51, and centre pivot is 41 out to 71, and big odds the rest. So it's all about Winks, and I reckon there'll be some bigger punters that are going to wait for a couple more minutes and they'll lob in again.
Wow, how short she is, yet the big punters expected still to load into her. Here she is first up. This is the first race that she'd had since the Cox Plate. And, Simon, the more you watch this, she went through the gears. She defeats Solicit, who won early in the day. Terrific return.
What's this last 100 metres? Huey, Bowman, hands and heels. Give her a little dig there at the end of this gallop, and that's where she puts her ears back and goes whack. They run good time. Solicit's come out and broke the record and franked the form today from that race. This is my best roughie on screen, Mongolian Khan. How well and bright does he look
How does
first
he
up?
look at roughie? He's the second favourite, but he's nearly double figures.
Mate, you know, if someone's going to surprise Winks, he's going to be sitting in front of her in the run. He's going to bounce out, bowl. He sat on the speed first up last spring and showed really good fight that over the 1,400 metres. So the mile first up here suits him much better. And I think he can bowl along and nearly lead in this and try and get Winks off the bit. She'll run over the top of him, but, oh, geez, he looks good. I like the way he looks good and the way he's prepped up there, Mongolian Khan.
I don't want to take $1.30 for Winks, so I was just trying to find some value around, and I could just see Hartnell running a terrific race fresh. I'm concerned about the amount of setbacks that Mongolian Khan has had leading into this race, and the risk of tipping at $1.40 chance. I'm tipping one at number 3 is about $12 and about $20 on Crown Bet.
Well, it was either Magic Hurricane or Hartnell. I was going to ask you which one.
No, I don't like Magic Hurricane. I thought
both in the blue.
I thought Haraki. I thought Haraki would be the other one. The Godolphin Blues.
Haraki, yes. No.
Godolphin Blues having a very good day. Let's hear from Murray Baker, the trainer of number 1, Mongolian Khan.
Well, I wanted to be here to see how this horse goes. Turn me loose as he takes care of himself pretty much. I've got a good employee down there with him, so no worries.
He's a good horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a super horse. You have a look at his record. I think 3rd Group 1 now and hasn't had a lot of runs.
We're going to see him in Sydney next?
Yeah, hopefully he comes up to racing the George Rider.
All right, it'd be hard to beat in a race like that. Mongolian Khan, well, we all had a second look at him when he walked into the yard. He looks ready to go, Murray.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Very happy with him. He's made an amazing recovery. I keep touching myself to see if it's the same horse, but he looks as good as ever, and my staff said he's still got the old engine, but we'll find out today.
Well, what do you expect today?
I don't expect him to be able to keep Winks in sight, but I'd hope that he runs an honest race.
And just going forward, the BMW, that is his main target?
Yeah, that's his main target. Randwick, BMW, and we'll work it out from there.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Murray Baker's just trained a Group 1 winner in Caulfield, has Mongolian Khan here in the Chipping Norton Stakes, and Chris Waller's looking for 5 wins in the Chipping Norton, and the favourite punters, Maddie, believe he can. Is she the market mover?
She is. She's still at the same price, Richo, but almost up to 92% of the win hold on Winks. It's astonishing sort of backing for this favourite, and they're listening to Simon. Best back to the place is now Mongolian Khan.
Well,
okay, $1.35. You wouldn't jump in at that price, would you?
Well, no, you just play your multiples. I honestly believe Mongolian Khan will lead. Winks will roll forward. The rest will want to sit back off them. So it's really a race in 2. Tactics will play a key. Will somebody be game enough on a stayer to roll along in front and make it a genuine run race? But Mongolian Khan, over the mile, can lead, and he can start to string him out over that 600 and try and take away that acceleration from Winks. Look for this tactical ride on Mongolian Khan from Karen McAvoy. He looked very fit and forward. His 2 trials have been terrific. Murray Baker's left no stone unturned first up. He's a stallion. He's a 4-year-old stallion, Mongolian Khan. That's how I'd ride him. I'd ride him nice and soft in front. Winks would probably be on my girth, and then from the 600-metre mark, I'd start to say, well, come on, I'm going to take away your acceleration and sprint. I'm going to make it a little bit dour and try and outgun you. But, look, I'm still sticking with the mighty mare to beat him. But, geez, tactically, I get excited about these races when it's a race in 2 or 3.
There's preferment going forward, and the 5, which is Magic Hurricane. There's been 32 Group 1 races for the 2015-26 season, and Chris Waller has trained 10 winners. It is remarkable. Can he get his 11th? He trains Winks. He also has Preferment and Who Shot the Barman Grand Marshal in the race, and also Storm the Stars, who is going forward there. Fascinating runner.
There's only one bloke happier than Chris Waller. That's his accountant.
They're loading quickly here for the Chipping Norton Stakes, the second of our Group 1s here on 7. Here's Darren Flindell.
Winks has drawn in barrier number 8. She's the long odds-on favourite. And they're off now in the Chipping Norton. Haraki missed the start. Magic Hurricane wasn't great out. And Dibiani jumped well. So did Mongolian Khan fresh. And he's in second early, but whipping up on the outside. Magic Hurricane right on the speed, and Hartnell there as well. Followed by Storm the Stars, then Preferment, gust of wind. Winks on the outside. Two further back to Grand Marshal from Haraki. Centre pivot gets back. And Who Shot the Barman is the last one. Dibiani on the rails being pressed now by Magic Hurricane. And Magic Hurricane puts its neck in front. Back in third, Mongolian Khan tucked away on the inside of Hartnell. Two further back to Storm the Stars from Preferment. Then Winks from Gust of Wind. Two off to Haraki. Then Grand Marshal from centre pivot. And Who Shot the Barman's last of all. William Buick goes all the way to the front of Magic Hurricane. A length clear from Dibiani, pops off the fence. Mongolian Khan in third position, followed by Hartnell. Then Preferment. Bowman gets going on Winks. He starts his run at the 600 metres, inching closer on the outside of Storm the Stars. Then Haraki tracking up. Further back to Gust of Wind, Grand Marshal centre pivot, and Who Shot the Barman's last of all. Magic Hurricane swings in front from Dibiani, but Winks is starting to stride up on the outside. Beaten off Hartnell, then came Haraki. Bowman sits quietly on Winks as it starts to put its head in front from Dibiani, is under immense pressure, but now Winks is starting to extend from Dibiani and Haraki. Oh, she's a wrecking ball, Winks, and there's the seventh picket in the fence. Winks goes on to win the Chipping Norton, beats Dibiani and Haraki. A good margin clear from Preferment. Then Storm the Stars from Hartnell, Who Shot the Barman. Mongolian Khan sat handy fresh but didn't see it out. Then Grand Marshal from centre pivot. Magic Hurricane led but weakened right out. And Gust of Wind was the last to finish.
She's won 11 of 17, yet another Group 1, and you run out of superlatives talking about Winks. The Cox Plate winner is 2 from 2, both at group level this campaign. She gets another Group 1 there. The Chipping Norton was at her mercy a long way out. She defeats Dibiani. Haraki solid in second and third, but all honours to the new star of Australian racing.
Loved what they did on Magic Hurricane. Okay, let's roll forward and be some chance in this race. As well as Dibiani, Brave, Blake Shin. Okay, I ran good first up, needed the run, going to sit up on the speed and try and be in front of Winks. And Mongolian Khan back in the pocket there, take away his bit of dourness to try and lead the race. But what I loved about Hugh Bowman's ride, though, he was 3 pairs back, getting really cushy cover, and there was just a little shuffle back there at the 700 metre mark. That's when Hugh, with the white pom-pom, pulls to the outside 3 deep. Haraki in the red cap follows and says, oh, I've got a beautiful slipstream. But look at Dibiani, dig, fight, with the nose roll on left of screen. But then Hugh Bowman said, hey, big girl, we're $1.05. How about we have a little bit of a tickle here and a little bit of a crack and give the crowd a bit of a thrill, and the punters something to cheer for. That's why she's so good. That's why she's a superstar and the pin-up girl of Australasian turf right now. Now, she's got to continue to do it in both states, in my opinion, in Victoria and in Sydney, and go on her winning way, but she has all the likes of a superstar champion that we'll continue to talk about 4 years on.
Well, she's only raced in Victoria once, and it was brilliant, winning the Cox Plate, and she's just fantastic. Well, that's Huey Bowman's 4th win in the Chipping Norton, and Chris Waller's won 5 of the last 6 Group 1 Chipping Norton stakes. It's a remarkable record, $1.30 and $1.10. Dibiani, he's definitely better the Sydney way of going than he is in Victoria. His Hong Kong form standing up there at $2.70, and Haraki's in for a super campaign once he gets to 2,000 metres. He runs 3rd there at $3.70. 11, 7, 8 and 2. 2 Group 1s down, 2 favourites win, 2 stars, Turn Me Loose and Winks. Well, it's the baby's turn. The Blue Diamond up next.